scrolls, speaking about the scrolls in Judaism, page 6. This is a prophecy about Germany, the time of the Nazis. Remember, this was written approximately 2,000 years ago, before the Nazis, before Germany, and was given to us in Mount Sinai, as I say many times before, 3,318 years ago. And this is what the Gemara says. Rabbi Yitzchak says, what does it mean that Jacob asked God not to let his brother Esau succeed? And this is what the oral Torah has to teach us about it. Jacob begged God, do not let my brother Esau succeed in his mission. This is Germany, that if they come out to the world and they'll be successful, they'll destroy almost the entire world. And right after that, the Gemara, the oral Torah, continue to describe this Germany. There will be 300 tribes in this nation called Germany. This, as I said, was written approximately 2,000 years ago. You know that Germany is not even 200 years old. There was a person named Bismarck. He went to the barbarian tribes and decided, convinced them to unite into one nation. In the beginning they called it the German Republic. And then later they changed the name to Germany. If we check in any encyclopedia, we are going to be amazed. This Bismarck went, he took Bavaria, Westphalia, Silesia, all these tribes, and unite them into one nation. As we check in any encyclopedia, we're going to find something unbelievable. I'm reading from the Hebrew Encyclopedia, page 432, in the subject Germany, and this is what it has to say. The political collapse of Germany had a huge impact, huge financial impact. The 300 tribes and the free cities kept their independence and made the trade impossible. The rest is not so relevant. We only care about one thing. The encyclopedias in the world know history, and they describe that Germany, and that's their history, was united to one nation with 300 tribes. Question number one, how did Jacob, 3,400 years ago, 3,200 years before Germany became a nation, there was no name Germany. He asked God, do not let my brother Esau succeed. Germany is going to come out of him, and they're going to make a lot of problems to the Jews, my children. And God told him, and that's a very known fact, I'm only judging a person by who he is today, not what he's going to be later. And obviously does not interfere with the free choice of the people. And later the Gemara had to tell us that they're going to make such destruction in the world. Their name is going to be Germany, and there will be 300 tribes. If it would be 299 or 301 tribes, we will have a mistake. The first error in the oral Torah, which will give us a serious doubt. If it's divine, it cannot be any errors into it. I would like to read a part from a diary of Adolf Hitler, and this is what he writes. Yes, indeed, we are barbarians. It's an honor to us. I'm releasing all mankind from the spiritual cord and the tortures and embarrassment of this illusion that called conscious and ethic. Two defects Judaism brought to humanity. One in the body by circumcising it, and the second defect is in the soul, by inventing the word conscious. This is a Jewish invention. The war in the world is only between us, the Germans, to the Jews. And everything else, it's all a false illusion. This was written in an interview with Adolf Hitler. It also appeared in the Hebrew Encyclopedia in the subject Anti-Semitism, page 530. And I'm sure there are other sources for it. But the interesting part is, he said, and he did not know what he said. Everything he said, basically, the Torah said before him, that there will be two twins, Jacob and Esau. Jacob is the nation of God, the children of God, and Esau is their enemies. And many nations in the world are the descendants of this Esau, and one of them obviously was Germany. It's very interesting, because just before I'm speaking about the codes in the Torah, interesting hidden codes that God put inside the text, right here in the chapter in the Torah that's speaking about the Holocaust that will happen to the Jews. This is in the 5th book of Moses, chapter 31, verse 16 to verse 18. The Holocaust was predicted 100% in the text of the Torah. And God said to Moses, you are going to die, and this nation is going to rebel against me and follow different gods. As they travel to different countries, they're going to leave my covenant that I make with them. And I'm going to be very angry at that day. I'm going to leave them. I'm going to hide myself from them. And they're going to have many tragedies. And in that day, they say God left us. And that's why we have all these problems. And I am going to hide my face at that day from my children, because they're turned into false gods. In this text, there is a hidden word in equal mathematical scheme that obviously cannot be coincidence. In Hebrew, Holocaust is HaShoah. Hey, Shin, Vav, Aleph, Hey. 5 letters are hidden inside the text in equal mathematical skip of 50 letters between each one. We have A, 50 letters, Shin, 50 letters, Vav, 50 letters, Aleph, 50 letters, A. Inside this text that predicts that one day God will close his eyes to the suffering of the Jews by another nation, it's inside God wrote the name of that tragedy will be the Holocaust.